Okay, so I welcome you to this lesson of pawn promotion. In this lesson, we'll look at a few tactics which can be generated by the promoting of a pawn either to a queen or in some very interesting cases to lesser pieces. So in terms of how to say the pawn is being promoted, when the pawn is promoted to a queen, it is called queening of a pawn. And if a player chooses to take any lesser piece, which can be either a rook, a knight, or a bishop, it is known as under promotion. So in this lesson, we'll see a few examples where we'll understand when promotion to a queen and queening can be helpful, and when in very interesting cases, under promotion, particularly to a knight, can be very useful. So we'll go with this one. First example. Here, I have a pawn on the 7th rank and I have an option to promote it to a queen or anything else. But let us consider this very interesting promotion to a knight. Okay. So now how it is interesting? As soon as the pawn is promoted to the knight, now the knight is giving a check to the king while also attacking the queen. Okay, a queen could not have done that. Okay, so in this case, the king has to move away and white gets a great advantage by simply capturing the queen. So this is one of the very interesting examples where instead of queening, the under promotion to a knight works out to be better. Okay, so just keep this concept in mind. This is a very interesting idea, and basically it is important to become aware it is not only possible to make the pawn to a queen, while that is useful in majority of the cases because the queen is the most powerful piece in the game of chess at 9 points, while knight is only 3. But in certain situations, because of the typical movements of the knight, that tricky piece can do a lot of damage. Let us see. Here also it is the same thing. By now I think you can figure out pretty simply that again the pawn promotes to a knight and does a double attack. But let us see what happens if we promote it to a queen. We'll promote it to a queen. Okay, and now black can simply give us this check. And even though we promoted a move back to a queen, we end up losing the game. Okay, so in this case, one of the very important examples where the promotion to the queen did not turn out to be the most prudent option. And now I'll see it again. Now instead of promoting it to a queen, promote it to a knight. And now we get a decisive advantage because the king has to move and the knight can simply capture the queen, leaving us with a decisive advantage. Okay, so very interesting concept of under promotion, particularly to a knight. We'll go to the next example. In this case also, it looks like white is totally lost and black has an exceptional advantage in material. But using the same idea of under promotion to a knight, we can actually win the game on the spot immediately. The king is under a check. 4 squares are covered by black's own pieces, and the only exit square on g6 is also under the control of the knight. Okay, so a very interesting concept, a very important concept. It is worth keeping in mind that while queen is the most powerful piece on the board, but pawn can be promoted to other pieces also under promoted to take advantage of the situation in hand. Okay, with that we'll go to the next example. Here also it is the same. By now we are aware of the concept. So pawn again promotes to a knight, attacks the king and the queen at the same time. Okay, and okay, now here we have a case where a very simple promotion to the queen will work, and it will be a checkmate. Here by mistake, if we promote to a knight, it won't be so good because a lone knight cannot anyway do a checkmate, and the game will end up in a draw. So what I would say is 99% of the situations, promotion to a queen is the automatic choice, but exceptions are always there, and we have to keep in mind the situations where the knight can be useful. And here also, we have a very interesting example. As soon as the pawn promotes to a queen, it does a double attack. We notice the queen is giving a check to the black king while also attacking the rook. The king moves away and we capture the rook. Okay, so some examples of interesting tactics that can happen just at the moment of pawn promotion. Okay, here we have an interesting example again. Here, pawn does many things at a time. The pawn captures the knight, promotes to a queen, and does a double attack at the same time. So king and rook both are under attack, and the king moves away and we can capture it. Okay, we look at the next example. Here also same thing, the pawn promotes, and as soon as the pawn promotes, the king and rook come under attack. Okay, so these are a few tactics which can be associated with the pawn being promoted to either a queen or a knight, okay, which is under promotion. And by now, of course, this is third time we have the same example. Here also, a pawn promotion to a knight will be very useful because immediately there is a double attack on the king and the queen. King, of course, has to move out of the check and we capture the queen. Okay, so I hope you found these examples useful. And the main idea was to introduce the concept of under promotion and become aware that it is also an option, while of course promoting the pawn to a queen is the popular choice in most of the cases because the queen is the most powerful piece. Okay, with this I will complete this lesson and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.